What an absolutely huge win for the Packers over the Bears, 38-20 at Soldier Field in Jordan Love's first start as QB1. It wasn't always pretty, and it had its ups and downs, as we'll see throughout the year, but overall, very promising start from the young quarterback, and really a young team overall. A lot of the young guys on this team across the board stepped up, from guys like Jaden Reed stepping up and making some clutch catches on third downs, to Lucas Van Ness chasing down and tackling a would-be scrambler in Justin Fields, to Carl Brooks getting the sack out there as well. A lot of young dudes stepping up, making good plays. The defense overall was highly disruptive, got a lot of good pressure on Justin Fields. And granted, he was gonna, get out and get loose occasionally, but I think overall they did a pretty good job of containing him throughout this game. Really, I think the game would have probably been a little bit more out of reach earlier had it not been for Roschon Johnson, their fourth-round running back. That dude came in and gave them a jolt. I honestly think that by the season's end, that dude is going to be their starting running back. Khalil Herbert is a dynamic guy, but overall, well-rounded back, I think Roschon Johnson is that guy. But despite a great victory for the Packers, let's remember this is just one game. It's week one. It's against last year's, number one pick in the Chicago Bears. So a roster that's very much different from last year and expected to be a lot better in Chicago, but it is still in the midst of roster reconstruction. So let's pump the brakes a little bit. Let's see how we, get through the first quarter of the season before we, crown anybody champions or anything. But probably the fastest start we've seen of a Matt LaFleur team in week one throughout his coaching tenure. 38 points, most points we've put up in an opening game, I think, since 2020. Great start. The offense started out with great field position, which really helped them able to get that first score on the board. From there, we had a little bit of a lull for the rest of the first half on offense. Got into, as Matt LaFleur called it, a few too many get-right situations where they found themselves behind the sticks and kind of limited some of their play calling, which was slightly his excuse for why they didn't get Aaron Jones more involved for the rest of that first half. But you could tell the difference. That first drive, Aaron Jones got 5 touches and basically didn't touch the ball the rest of that half. Come out early in that third quarter, get him the ball right again, and the offense was churning. So hopefully there's nothing serious that comes out of the kind of pull-up that he had at the end of that touchdown catch that he had. Matt LaFleur said hopefully it's just cramps. We'll see if that ends up being cramps or if that's another soft tissue injury, as the Packers have had a number of those to deal with. Romeo Doubs, Christian Watson. Speaking of Doubs, outstanding day for him as well. Had those 2 touchdown receptions on 2 very different route concepts, showing a bit of his versatility and that fade. What a beautiful ball. Great ball placement from Jordan Love to secure that touchdown. There's a lot to be excited about this game, and a lot of things that I'm really excited to dive deeper into throughout the week here. I look forward to bringing you more of this content and kind of diving into this next week's matchup for the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta against Desmond Ridder, coming off a week 1 victory as well.